Professional darts, the biggest cheating scandals. In the world of professional darts, precision is everything. A millimeter can be the difference between glory and defeat. But what happens when players seek advantage beyond skill, when the pursuit of victory tempts some to bend or break the rules? Welcome to our deep dive into the most controversial cheating scandals that have rocked professional darts since the millennium. For a sport built on honor and self-regulation, these incidents have threatened the very integrity of the game. Today, we'll examine the most notable cases of alleged and confirmed cheating in professional darts, from subtle equipment modifications to match-fixing allegations and everything in between. We'll explore not just what happened, but how these scandals changed the sport forever. Whether you're a casual viewer or a devoted fan, prepare for a journey through the darker side of professional darts, where the line between competitive edge and outright cheating sometimes blurs beyond recognition. Chapter 1. Fartgate, the Justin Pipe and Bernie Smith controversy. One of the most publicized accusations of gamesmanship occurred during the 2017 PDC World Championship in a preliminary round match between Justin Pipe and Bernie Smith. As Smith prepared to throw a match-deciding dart at double 10, TV cameras clearly captured Pipe coughing loudly just behind him. Smith missed the double, Pipe won the match, and controversy immediately erupted. Sky Sports commentator Wayne Mardle didn't hold back in his assessment. That was one of the most blatant bits of gamesmanship I've seen on a darts stage for quite some time. The incident, quickly dubbed Fartgate by the British press, dominated darts headlines for days. Pipe vehemently denied any deliberate attempt to distract Smith, claiming he was trying to stifle his cough. "I would never do something to put another player off," he stated. "I'm a professional and I would never deliberately do something like that." The Darts Regulation Authority investigated, but ultimately issued only a formal warning to Pipe, finding insufficient evidence to prove intentional misconduct. Nevertheless, the incident damaged Pipe's reputation, with audiences frequently booing him at subsequent tournaments. The controversy led to stricter enforcement of etiquette rules and positioned spotters specifically to monitor player behavior during crucial moments of matches. It also highlighted the intense scrutiny that modern darts players face in the era of high-definition broadcasts and social media. Chapter 2. The Fartgate controversy, Gary Anderson versus Wesley Harms. In one of the most bizarre and widely publicized incidents in darts history, the 2018 Grand Slam of Darts became infamous for a controversy that transcended the sport and made international headlines. During a second-round match between two-time world champion Gary Anderson and Dutch player Wesley Harms, an unusual dispute emerged. Not about darts, equipment, or gamesmanship, but about alleged flatulence at the oche. After Anderson defeated Harms 10-2, the Dutch player made a startling accusation in a post-match interview with Dutch television, claiming there was a fragrant smell on stage that had affected his concentration. When pressed, Harms explicitly accused Anderson of breaking wind during the match. The controversy, quickly dubbed Fartgate by the media, reached new heights when Anderson vehemently denied the accusation in his own interview, countering that he believed Harms was responsible for the odor. "I thought he had farted on stage, then I thought it was him," Anderson told the interviewer. "It definitely came from tableside, and it was eggs, rotten eggs, but not from me. Every time I walked past, there was a waft of rotten eggs, so that's why I was thinking it was him." The incident might seem comical, but it raised serious questions about accusations of gamesmanship and distraction tactics in darts. The PDC was forced to make an official statement, with Chairman Barry Hearn noting, "This is not something we can investigate, it's open to personal interpretation, and I think both players need to move on." While no formal action was taken against either player, the incident demonstrated how even the most unusual accusations can affect a player's reputation and concentration. It also highlighted the intense pressure and close quarters of professional darts, where players compete just feet away from each other in high-stakes situations. Perhaps most significantly, Fartgate became one of the most widely covered darts stories ever, with news outlets around the world reporting on the incident, bringing unexpected and somewhat unwelcome publicity to the sport. Chapter 3. The Tungsten Tampering Scandal, Phil Taylor's controversial grip. Our next controversy involves perhaps the greatest player ever to throw a dart, 16-time world champion Phil "the Power" Taylor. In 2007, during the World Match Play tournament in Blackpool, Taylor debuted a new set of darts featuring an unusual grip pattern. Eagle-eyed competitors immediately raised concerns, suggesting the unique grooves provided an illegal aerodynamic advantage. The Professional Darts Corporation rules state that dart barrels must have smooth and substantially straight surfaces in the grip area. Taylor's new darts featured microscopic ridges that some claimed stabilized the dart's flight in ways that conventional grips couldn't match. While the PDC initially cleared Taylor to use the darts, the controversy intensified when he went on to win the tournament with remarkable accuracy statistics. His average during the final against James Wade was an astonishing 111.23, his highest in a major final that year. Taylor maintained his innocence, insisting the darts were fully compliant with regulations. "They're just darts," he famously told Sky Sports. "I could throw a pencil and still hit what I'm aiming at." The PDC ultimately issued new equipment guidelines in 2008, clarifying acceptable grip patterns. While Taylor was never formally accused of cheating, this incident forced a complete overhaul of dart equipment regulations and inspection procedures. Interestingly, Taylor switched back to a more conventional grip design shortly after the controversy, though he insisted it was purely for comfort reasons. The tungsten tampering case represents a classic grey area in sports, when innovation walks the fine line between competitive advantage and rule breaking. Chapter 4. The Dutch distraction Koos Stompé's gamesmanship tactics. In 2003, Dutch player Koos Stompé found himself at the center of a bitter gamesmanship controversy during his World Championship clash with Richie Burnett. Stompé, nicknamed the matchstick for his slender build, was accused of deliberately moving in Burnett's peripheral vision during crucial throws. The Dutchman allegedly developed a technique of shifting his weight or subtly raising his hand while standing behind his opponent, movements just noticeable enough to break concentration. The controversy reached its peak during a tense deciding set. As Burnett prepared to throw for a match-winning double, footage appeared to show Stompé making a distinct movement just off the oche. Burnett missed, complained bitterly to the referee, and eventually lost the match. In the press conference afterward, Burnett didn't mince words. "I know what he was doing. Every player knows what he was doing. That's not dart playing, that's cheating." Stompé vehemently denied the accusations, claiming his movements were normal repositioning and that Burnett was trying to excuse his defeat. The Darts Regulation Authority investigated but found insufficient evidence to sanction Stompé. However, the incident prompted significant changes to positioning rules. In modern PDC events, players are now required to stand completely still in designated areas when not throwing, with clear guidance on acceptable behavior while waiting. Officials also received additional training on spotting distraction tactics. The case highlights the psychological dimension of darts, a sport where mental fortitude is just as important as physical skill, and the difficulties in policing subtle forms of gamesmanship. Chapter 5. The Mervyn King Angle Controversy. In 2006, former BDO World Championship finalist Mervyn King became embroiled in one of the most technically disputed cheating allegations in darts history. During the International Darts League in the Netherlands, opponents accused King of consistently releasing his darts from an illegal angle. According to the rules at that time, players were required to throw from behind the oche with darts released above waist height in a generally forward motion. King had developed an unusual throwing style where he appeared to release darts from a significantly lower position than most players, creating what some claimed was a flatter trajectory that increased accuracy for certain doubles. The controversy reached its height during King's match against Raymond van Barneveld, when the Dutch champion formally complained to officials between sets. After review, the match referee issued King a warning, but allowed play to continue. Subsequent video analysis by dartboard manufacturer Unicorn showed King's release point was approximately 4 inches lower than the average professional player. Technically legal, but pushing the boundaries of the rules. While King was ultimately cleared of any wrongdoing, the incident prompted the Darts Regulation Authority to revise its rules about throwing positions, implementing more precise language about acceptable release points and angles. King maintained that his throwing style was simply a product of his physical build and years of practice, not an attempt to gain unfair advantage. "I've thrown like this my entire career," he told Darts World magazine. "If they want to change the rules now, that's up to them." This case demonstrates how even legal techniques can become controversial when they challenge traditional expectations of how the game should be played. Adrian Lewis, a two-time world champion, a player known for his explosive talent and fiery personality, is no stranger to controversy. But in 2018, he found himself at the center of a scandal that led to his suspension from darts under particularly serious circumstances. During a UK Open qualifier match against Spain's Jose Justicia, Lewis was accused of throwing the match, deliberately losing, one of the most serious allegations a professional darts player can face. The accusations stemmed from Lewis's highly unusual behavior during the match. Observers noted that he was rushing his throws, making bizarre shot choices, and displaying a level of erratic play that went beyond his typical fiery style. The situation escalated dramatically when Lewis physically shoved Justicia on stage after a heated exchange, leading to an immediate investigation by the PDC. As darts commentator Wayne Mardle noted during the broadcast, "I've watched Adrian play thousands of times, and this doesn't look right. He's deliberately choosing harder routes to finish legs when there are much simpler options available." The most damning evidence came from betting markets, where unusual patterns had emerged. Before the match, suspicious bets were placed on Justicia winning specific legs, precisely the legs where Lewis's play appeared most erratic. These betting anomalies triggered additional scrutiny from gambling authorities. Lewis vehemently defended himself against the match-fixing allegations, claiming he was simply frustrated with his own play and with what he perceived as gamesmanship from Justicia. "I would never throw a match. Never," he told reporters. "I was just having an off day and lost my temper. It happens." However, critics pointed to specific moments in the match where Lewis appeared to deliberately miss shots he would typically hit with ease, particularly on doubles, where his accuracy had made him a world champion twice over. After a thorough investigation, the PDC ruled that while there was insufficient evidence to prove match-fixing, Lewis had clearly demonstrated unsportsmanlike conduct with his physical confrontation, resulting in a suspension and fine. The controversy raised profound questions about integrity in darts. How can officials distinguish between a player having a genuine bad day and deliberately underperforming? In a sport where form can fluctuate dramatically, where is the line between poor play and suspicious behavior? The incident prompted the PDC to implement more sophisticated monitoring of betting patterns and player performance, working closely with gambling authorities to identify suspicious activity before and during matches. For Lewis, though cleared of the most serious allegations, the scandal left a lingering shadow over his reputation and served as a stark reminder of the scrutiny that top players face in the modern era of darts. Chapter 6: Falsified Scorekeeping, the Justin Pipe Incident. In 2012, the integrity of darts scorekeeping came under scrutiny following a controversial incident involving Justin Pipe during a Players' Championship event in Barnsley. Pipe was accused of deliberately miscalling his score during a match against Terry Jenkins, claiming a higher total than he had actually achieved. The specific allegation involved a crucial visit where Pipe hit a single 20, single 5, and single 1 totaling 26 points. However, he allegedly called out 46 to the scorer, who recorded the inflated number. Jenkins noticed the discrepancy, but initially hesitated to challenge it, explaining later, "In darts, you don't want to be the player constantly questioning your opponent's integrity." The mistake, intentional or otherwise, was eventually caught by the match official, and the correct score was recorded. Pipe claimed it was an honest mistake in the heat of competition, but the incident sparked intensive debate about the honor system that underpins darts scoring. In response, the PDC accelerated the implementation of electronic scoring systems and independent callers at all ranking events, a significant shift from the traditional approach where players would often call their own scores in early round matches. This controversy highlighted the vulnerability of darts' traditional scorekeeping systems and accelerated the sport's technological modernization. Today, Electronic scoring verification is standard at all professional events, reducing the possibility of similar controversies. The future of integrity in darts. As we've seen through these controversies, professional darts has faced numerous challenges to its integrity since 2001. From equipment manipulation to psychological gamesmanship, the sport continues to evolve its regulations in response to new threats. While these incidents represent the exceptions rather than the rule in a sport generally characterized by fairness and respect, they reveal the inevitable tensions that arise when significant prize money, media attention, and professional careers are at stake. The PDC and other governing bodies have responded with increasingly sophisticated regulations, technology-assisted officiating, and stricter enforcement. Today's professional darts environment features comprehensive equipment checks, electronic scoring verification, and clear codes of conduct. Yet the fundamental challenge remains. Darts is a sport built on honor and self-regulation. No amount of technology can completely eliminate the possibility of rule bending in a game where competitors call their own fouls and regulate their own behavior. Perhaps this is what makes these controversies so fascinating. They reflect not just the specific rules of darts, but deeper questions about sportsmanship, fair play, and the invisible line between competitive advantage and cheating that exists in all sports. As darts continues to grow in popularity worldwide, maintaining its integrity while preserving its traditional spirit remains its greatest challenge and its most important responsibility.